Hey there, I'm Jennifer,
And I'm Jackie.
and welcome to Slightly Unsupervised. We're best friends, business partners, and the chaos behind Bestimony, a ceremony we created to celebrate the kind of soulmates who don't come with a marriage license.
This podcast is all about that friendship energy, the deep stuff, the messy stuff, and the laugh till you snort stuff.
So whether you're driving, folding laundry, or hiding in your car for some peace and quiet,
You're in good company. Let's get slightly unsupervised. All right, today our episode is She'll Be Here Eventually When Your Bestie Is Always Late and You're Always Waiting. She's your person. You love her to death, but she's always late and you're always waiting. In this episode of Slightly Unsupervised, me and Jen are going to dive into the friendship friction that happens when one bestie is chronically late and the other is always watching the clock. Is it rude? Is it disrespect? Or just a personality clash with deeper meaning? Because being late isn't about time, it's about how it makes you feel.
absolutely. So we have just a little backstory on what this girl sent in that, she says that friends told her to meet her at 6:30. She strolls in at 7:22. She doesn't apologize, no text, just a breezy, hey, girl. And the story about traffic or kids or some other thing that she's got going on that makes it, okay that she was late. And this girl's already ordered a drink, had her appetizers, checked her time 14 times. And she was just mad at this point and was tired and is tired of always planning around this girl's chaos and tired of getting ready on time just to sit there alone or pretending it didn't bother her when it absolutely did. And she's not being a bad friend. She's actually the best in so many ways, but her lateness, it makes her feel like she doesn't matter to this friend, that her time isn't really all that valuable. So she's mad and she's wondering, is it too petty to care or is it something you should part ways on if you have a best friend that's chronically late all the time and is unaware of it? So we'll talk about that today. I'm not a late person. I don't think Jack's a late person. I think
No.
things happen and sometimes we get sidetracked and we get off course, but there's never
When
a
it happens
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
That's the annoying,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
have to, and there is people that are chronically late. I own a wedding chapel
Mhm.
and I'm not telling you, this is a true story. This happens a lot. I have a wedding chapel and the people will book a wedding for, let's say, 12. And people will roll into the parking lot at 11:30, and I'm like, "This wedding doesn't even start till 12. You'll need to go park somewhere else. We don't have a parking lot for a bunch of people just to hang out in our parking lot." And they're like, "No, they said 11:30," and they'll show me a phone, and I'll be like, I'll look at it, and then I'll be like, "Are you usually late?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, that may be why. They told you it was a half an hour earlier just to make sure that you were there on time." I go, "And today you're on time. That's great. But now you're early. So you got to go somewhere else and hang out." But I'm
And
like,
I do that. We have a few people that are friends and family that are always late, and so we always tell them about half an hour to an hour ahead of
yeah,
time
so
compared
that
to
they're
everybody else.
there. Yeah. And do they usually arrive? Does it
No,
work in your favor?
one usually is still gonna be late,
Late to
but
the late?
yep, but if they're ever on time, we are just, like, celebrating. "Oh my goodness, they're here. What? They're here."
See, that would drive me nuts. Can't be late all the time. This makes me nutty. Like, I run on
And in
schedules. Like,
California,
yeah,
I
the
mean,
traffic goes bad.
we always like because traffic's bad, so we'll even leave earlier just to get there earlier and just find something to do because we don't my husband is really about punctuality. He's
Right,
very much about that. So we will leave, an hour earlier if he's afraid that we're gonna hit traffic, and
right,
we just have to find something to do for that time if we get there early. But we get there on time. And that's,
right. You know who
because
else is that way is Michelle's husband. Pete, boy, boy does not like to be late to anything. Like he is, woo, gotta be there on time or early. So I'm sure Michelle's picked up on that too. Not that Michelle was ever late, but I'm just saying, like, some people it's like chronic, and some people are like, okay, I'll try my best. And some people are like, I don't really care when I get there. I'll get there when I get there.
and I always
And
taught my children growing up that being late is you're showing the other people that your time isn't important, that
right,
their time is more important than yours.
right.
And that was always my saying. Because my oldest son would be late quite right at the teenage years and a little bit after. Like that's another one that we kind of tell a little ahead of time, like
Yeah.
to come sooner. And
Yeah.
we also make sure we tell him he'll know that something's going to happen in an event that weekend, but we'll remind him every day till it gets to that day.
Right. Because you're
Because he's at
basically
that
catering.
age.
Yeah. He's at that age where you got to do that. Yeah.
It's all about him. He's got a serious girlfriend, but it's all When he's off, he's just thinking about what he wants to do. "Well, yeah, I was supposed to go to that." "Yes, you were."
Yeah. You're like every morning, you're like, "Don't forget tomorrow countdown 5 days. I'll text you
I literally
tomorrow."
do, I
Right?
do.
And
One of
that's
these days I won't
okay.
have to.
But that's like leaning in when you're a parent, you lean into
Yeah,
how each personality is different, right? Some kids
different
are
than your
like,
friendship, yeah.
yeah, they're like up, like I don't know how many parents have to go through this, but I mean, certainly it's as chronic is like you always have these kids in high school or junior high where they don't want to get up and you're like dragging them out or beating them with a pillow, like, get up, it's time to go. We have got to go to school. And like they don't wanna do it or whatever, they just don't care or they're tired or whatever their thing is, and then you send them to college, like, for me, my son, my oldest son, like, I'm crossing my fingers praying he gets up to go to school, and I'm like, "Did you go to school today?" He's like he's
It's
like,
funny when you're
"Yep."
not there anymore and they work it out, right?
They have to because 'cause they've now get their consequences are now their own, they're not something I
Mhm.
can control anymore, but yes, but being late is either you either are, I think, an on-time person or you're you could be a late person, but the lateness, I think, is a friendship issue, especially if you've got one that's on the time all the time because they spend a lot of time waiting, and the waiting part of it is a lot of time for just, like, look
Thinking,
back. Yeah, like, "What am
"Okay, you've
I"
done this 10 times."
Yeah, like, why am I respecting your time, but you're not respecting my time? Like, I would probably be as petty as to then have them come to something and then I always say, like, the reflection of something of how you feel is always a good way to show somebody, like, "Okay, I will you want me to be there for something you're doing, maybe, and I would probably the last time you were 45, 50 minutes late, I'd probably do the same thing, be like, 'See, that's how it feels.'" Like, I would probably do that because not because I'm being petty, but because I think that people should have a moment to see how it feels to be on the other side of that thing. And it's not like anything that's really gonna hurt anybody. It's more like this is how that feels all the time. You want me here for your thing, and I'm your friend, and I have asked you many times to do it for me, and I never get the respect. So it would almost make me not be like, I don't really need to be there on time. Like this person could see how this feels when I don't show up either, or I just roll in when I feel like it because I'm doing whatever. There's a lot of time management problems that people have. It happens at work all the time. I'm, a manager of people, so I get it. Like there's people that are really good at task orienting and some people just can't figure out what to do at any time, so they don't do anything. But you
Mhm.
have to learn it. Like
Yeah,
it's an
like
adult
organizing,
trait.
like when we had children, if you had to be something at a certain time and you know those kids are gonna hold you back, you're getting up an hour earlier so you can get that certain things done so that you just get them up and get it going and get in the car and get out.
Right.
Same kind of stuff. I mean, it's all about organization too. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's just and it's a respect, like,
Respect. Yeah.
yeah. And this one, this lady had written in that she said that there's no call. There's just a 45-minute, 52-minute actually draw between the 2, and there's not like a, "Hey, I'm running late. Hey," just shows up and like,
And
"Oh,
that's
yeah."
funny. So this is what we do for all of the people we know that are always late. We always say, "Text us when you leave. Text us when you leave." So it kinda gives us time. It's like, "Have they texted you?" "Nope." "Okay, so they haven't even left yet. Alright, so now we have this much time."
Right, like, you haven't
Yep.
even left the house yet, so we've still got an hour
I
before
have
you're gonna
a handful of people I do that to, just because I just don't know if they're gonna show up on time.
Well, for you too, it's a little weird. It's a little different because I don't cook, so I don't really care. But for you, if you're planning
Mhm.
a meal and you have all these people coming
Which I'm always
over,
doing. Mhm.
yeah, like it's a real imperative. Like you've got to plan your time management to get that cooked and ready so that when people come, and because some people could arrive, right? And some people cannot arrive.
Mhm.
And where do you draw the line? Like we all have to wait for these people to always be late. And then all these people are mad because this person's always late or these people are always late and they're always waiting. And,
Well,
it's
yeah, and mine's always a to-do, so we've got appetizer time, then we're gonna put dinner in at this time, and dinner's gonna be served at this time, dessert's gonna be at that time, everything's all done, but then
right.
when one throws it off, it's like, "Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
frustrating.
I
It's
think that that would
frustrating."
be rougher to do. Like, yeah, because you're
I just
I don't
Mhm.
cook, so it's not like you know
Okay, so what if do you have anybody who's always late for your reservations that you make? You're having to wait at the table. There you go.
Yeah, so that would be another thing, like, at some point,
Mhm.
I am a mother of consequences. I mothers consequences, like, if this is how you wanna do it, let me show you how that feels, like, I just said it to you, I would be that way because that's how I would teach my children, but if you were one of my children, let's just say my kids or something, and I was at a reservation and my kids don't show up, I just go on, move on, eat. You come when you come, like, eat what you want, but we've already eaten our meal. Like, I would do that if it was somebody chronic. If it was just like 1 or 2 times and it happened, it would not be that way, but I'm just saying, like
Yeah, and you're gonna be making excuses for them because they're not used to you're not used to them being late, so
right,
maybe they're in
exactly.
traffic or something happened.
Yeah,
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 exactly.
and I would definitely be on the phone, like, "Where are you? We're here." It's,
Mhm.
you're 10 minutes late, no,
Right.
and I would be on my kids about it because 'cause I'm, like, a stricter mom in that regards, like, "This is how it feels when you do this shit, so don't do it," you know? That's how I
And Jen
learned, that's
tries to make me that way when I call her and vent, but of course Jackie doesn't do that. Jackie just, like,
I'm like
caters right back again.
I know. I'm like, "Bitch,
That's why I
toughen up
have w
now. Now it's time. You
that's
gotta
why I
just
have
make a
way
stance."
more gray hair than Jen does.
I'm not about, but I will say that I have been a, and I've told you this, I've been a manager for
Mhm.
people for a very long time. So
Right.
in a work environment, there are no excuses. You're late, it's a problem. That is just a
Mhm.
problem. You're not getting out of it because, once in a while, catastrophic things happen. Everybody understands. But if you're a constant late person, you have a hard time keeping a job. You have a hard time staying on task. That's a problem you have to solve. And it's not a problem that being nice to you will help you solve. So I would be more
Mhm.
inclined to be rougher with you so that you get the point. Like, this is your job. We're talking about it. May not matter. I don't really care, but I'm not doing my job as a manager if I just try to make excuses for you every time and then say that's okay. Like, at some point it's the end of your job. Like, get your shit together
Right.
and get together here because this is the consequences if you don't do so. That may be why
Mhm.
I'm a little rougher with people because I have managed people for so many years and I just don't
Mhm.
have a tolerance for it. But, at my little chapel, we have weddings, right? People make a wedding and I'm like, you can't be late. This is not a roll in when you feel like it. I've had people before that say when they roll in, they're like, "Hey, we were 20 minutes late, so do we get to start our time now?" And it's like, "No, you just lost 20 minutes of your ceremony. I don't know what to tell you. It's a time management."
And I help Jen with her weddings when she goes on vacations and stuff. I take her reservations, and then I deal with her, employees, and that's one thing that, they call me and I wanna say, "Yeah, it's okay, I'm sorry." Someone had a bad morning, and I just in the back of my head, I see Jen going, "No, it's not. You had a set time." And so I have to tell myself, "Okay, just talk like Jen. Nope, that's not gonna work. We have a wedding after you, we have a wedding before you.
We
There's nothing you
do.
can do about it."
Right. Where do I draw the line on whose wedding do I screw up after you? No,
So
your
how come I
time.
can't do that with my friends, Jen? I can do
I
that
don't
with
know.
your work, but I can't with the friends and
I don't
family.
know. I don't have a problem with it. Like,
It's
it's
so funny.
unexcusable. I'm not screwing up the next person's wedding because you were late.
Right.
It's you picked the package, you picked the time, you told me those are the times you would be here, you picked the time out. That is the time I set aside. If you're not here, I am so sorry. We have to move on. Or you have a shorter amount of time. There's sometimes I'll drag people in and I've got 2 minutes with them. I'm like, "I'm gonna marry you and you gotta get out of here. This is it. Like, this is the fastest wedding you've ever been." I finish it because you're whatever time you had is only got 2 minutes left. I'll finish it, but off you go. Like, you're gonna have to move on. That's a respect for my business, but that's a respect for everybody behind me because they're all on time and they're ready to do their wedding and they deserve my attention. So
Yep. It's the
it's the same
respect
thing.
again.
Yeah. So I think from a friendship standpoint, for sure, the chronic ones, it's got to be hard to be with a best friend that's always late, though. I don't.
I know, we're lucky because our group, we're all good. The only time we've
Mm,
ever had I think we had to wait one time because of the airplane being late, but that wasn't the girls' fault.
yeah. Well, there was this time,
Remember
like
when we
Christmas.
all came
Remember
to
when
Nashville?
the car that I was rented had a flat tire and I couldn't. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Got to wait for the tire place to open. California, you guys are backed up with everything. You can't just go get your tire fixed. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make it, guys. And you're like, nope, you're coming. And then Jen and Mike had to come pick me up, and my mom had to drive me halfway. So
Yep.
we get it done.
Mhm.
But there are certain things that happen. It's not unexcusable. Every
That's a very good excusable excuse. It's not
Mhm.
you wouldn't come out to California and do that on purpose.
No, I'm not traveling all this way and then skipping out on my friends, and we did get
Mm.
it done, and people work together, and there's a lot of that, but that's
Mhm.
that's because I'm not a person that's normally late. This is not a normal stance for me. Because sometimes, and I
Mhm.
know you know this, the people that use this, "I can't come last minute," they just don't want to, or they're typically flaky, and those people drive me nuts too because it's like, I have planned my day, I've taken the time apart of my busy schedule to give you my time to be with you, to hang out with you, and then last minute, you're just like, "Ah, it's not a good day, I'm not f I don't feel like getting dressed," or whatever. That drives me nuts too. That's just so to me, that's so disrespectful, like, respect people's time, man. That drives me nuts.
Mhm.
You cannot have a good friendship if you're always the one, but it happens, and lateness is, the message it sends is that you're pretty much being dismissed or you're not a priority or you don't really matter. That's the message it sends. That's how I feel when if I had a chronic person that was that way, it'd be like, my time doesn't matter. I don't matter to you as much as you matter to me. I mean, what would your feelings be if you had a friend that was always late? Wouldn't you feel
Oh, yeah, and I'd probably start backing off even making plans.
you
That's
would?
that's the way I do it, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
my best friend, I'd probably talk to you about
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
eventually. I'd be so frustrated because I'd probably be giving you silent treatment every time we met up and you were late,
Right. Yeah.
that it's like, "Okay, break the silence and tell them what's bugging you." They know what it is, but say it out loud. Because I think
Right.
sometimes if we don't say it out loud, they're like, "Okay, it's alright," because we didn't even discuss it. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So
You swept it on you can only sweep so many things under the rug before the rug
mhm,
has a bulge in it and you can see it. It's like it's all
mhm,
under there. You've gotta get it out and, get rid of it. But yeah, I think that, or maybe you have come up with boundaries. I mean, I think that's a really wise decision. If you are a chronic, let's just put us in a chronic late. I'm always on time, you're always late. I like that scenario better than the other way. So
mhm.
at that point, you could be like, look, you're always late. This is how I would do it because I'm more direct. So Jack's more nice. I'm more direct. I would say, look, you're always late. So we're going to move on. We're going to have our day the way it is. If you are invited to this, you'll just have to find us. If you are going to be late, you'll just have to figure out where we're at and join up then. Like, I would definitely have a hard, fast rule that I'm not waiting for you to show up to finish my day. Like, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna go about my life. Like, if you show up, you show up. But I would probably give you the half hour earlier rule too, depending on how long you took,
Mhm.
just so that
This
it gives
reminds me so much of the episode, I don't know if you've seen the recent Orange County Housewives,
mm-mm.
but Shannon Beador is always late,
Oh, is she?
and they were just on a trip, I think it was New Orleans or something like that, and they're all in the vans, they're all going to do this,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
ride on the boat where the alligators are, and then finally someone just goes off, "You're always late." I was like, "Ooh." Sometimes I could see myself blowing up like that, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
yeah, if you mix alcohol into the situation, of course, I probably would blow up, and they all do.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
yeah, they
she's
just had
always
that. I forgot about that episode now that we're talking about this, but
Well, they're in a different situation too because they're getting paid to film and they're all filming and they're sitting there
mhm,
waiting, waiting, and waiting, and she's getting dressed or doing whatever Shannon Medore does. But, she's not respecting even the schedule for the filming. Like the film
mm,
guys are pissed because those guys you're hearing the girls talk.
mhm.
Imagine what the film crew's saying because the film crew is standing there with a camera
Oh, and you know
hold
there the
this
time
guy's got
Shannon
his
shows up.
hand up with a camera and
Yeah,
he's filming and, at 2 hours, he's like, "I can't even hold my arm up anymore because I need to rest," and they need, breaks in between, so, that's just a disrespect that's a job. Shannon Bedore has
mhm,
a job there, and Shannon Bedore is not even respecting her job. She's basically
mm-mm,
telling everybody, "I am" that's when you get that status of, like, being a princess, and then everybody else is, just caters to her, and then nobody likes her, and if Shannon Beador ends up nobody likes you, then you need to turn around and watch your film back and see why you were not liked because you're not behaving in a way that is a group effort. You're
mhm.
basically just taking care of yourself and screw everybody else. So,
Yep.
she'd be in the job category for me. Shannon Beador would get chatting for me right away. So, but yeah, I think that, late and, sometimes people have stuff. You got to be kind to. You got to let people off the hook a little bit sometimes, but not as a pattern. A pattern is a pattern and you can
And you would
either
take your road for it, but I would, of course, do it where I, worry about their feelings and
yeah,
say it in a certain way.
I probably wouldn't. Be like, "Bitch, you're always late. This is ridiculous. Like, you need to figure your shit out and stop doing it, or I'm not inviting you anymore." Like, I'd get right to the base of it, like, and then I would be like, "Oh my god, she's so mean." I'm not mean. I'm just don't have the
Okay,
time.
so when I go out there to help her work and stuff, I always make sure I'm done a half hour ahead of
She
time,
does. She's
so
like,
I do
"When are we
not
leaving?"
get that. I'm like, "Okay, what time are we leaving tomorrow? Because I wanna get a little walk in before, and I
I
wanna make
know.
sure I can shower and be ready because you're going out that door, and it doesn't matter if I'm ready or not."
Get in the car.
And
You're like,
I don't wanna
brushing
ask
my teeth.
Rob, her husband, for a ride. I mean, no, I know he'd give it to me, and he'd totally understand.
I know. And of course, I have all these things I have to do first before I go to work. I gotta run through
Maybe
my
that's what my
Starbucks.
thing is. Maybe that's another reason I'm always on time besides my husband is because 'cause I'm so worried. You've been this way to me forever that I'm afraid of I'm gonna get the wrath.
It's true, she does. I'm like, "We have to leave right at." I plan my life, like, I plan my life that way. Can you imagine if I what if I ran a chapel, ran a business, and I was always late? Can you imagine how that would go? That would
No,
be you couldn't run a
no.
business.
And
You
Jen's
couldn't.
gonna work in, she's gotta stop for her Starbucks, she's gotta go through the car wash and make it to her chapel. And sometimes we have to pick up cakes on the way for the chapel for our wedding that day. So
Right?
that takes another 10 minutes. Like,
And sometimes, if things are really wild, I have to skip the car wash, and that's really where things go haywire for
that's
me
a lot.
because car
I know
wash
you're
people
stressing at the wedding, you're like, "Okay, I think I got a break between these 2 weddings. I could go back over to the car wash."
people are like, "You wash your car every day?" I'm like, "Yes, I
Yes.
do." I have no shame in my game. I wash that thing every day, so anyways, but
She
yes,
gets
I
her
think
money out of her plan at the car wash, that's for sure.
yes, it's the best thing ever. We didn't have it in California, and we have it here in Tennessee, and it's like a drive-through car wash. Man, my car shines because it gets washed every day. So anyway,
That's so
so I
funny.
think everybody just has to, kind of make their own judgments on that. But you gotta be honest about who you are too. Like, you can't live in a world where you're inauthentic and you're upset all the time and you're holding it in, and that's what you'd probably do more, Jack, than I do, which is why you held on
Yeah.
to more anxiety than I have because I'm more in your face about it. So, you can only, but eventually, 100% guarantee, I know you very well. Eventually, something will happen and you'll lose your shit. And then you will say it all.
I know, but I try. Breathe, breathe, take it in. And
I know.
what's her name? The one that I listen to, she always says, "Let them." And I'm
Let
like,
them. Yeah.
"But let them be late? No." I put these let in the let, and I don't think that's what she means by it, but I always try to put the let them in my head.
You're all let them. Just let them. I'm
Let
like,
them. Let them do it. No, I'm so pissed.
I know. Yeah. I don't let them.
So funny.
No, don't let
But
them.
but honestly, if this is the worst thing, I mean, I don't know how many times this girl does it, obviously a lot, but I mean, if
Sure.
this is the worst thing that your best friend's doing, just talk to her
Yeah.
because, I mean,
Start with
we've
a
had a
Jackie
lot of
chat. Yeah,
what?
start with a Jackie chat, like, "Hey, I noticed you're always late, gosh, are you okay? Is there anything wrong? Can I help you with something? Is something there that maybe I am, like, as your best friend, can help you with? Like,
Can I
what."
come clean your house so you can be on time?
Yes. "What if I come cook for you? I'll make all the meals, and then we'll get out on time." Or you could be the Jen approach. "Bitch, you're always freaking late, and I'm tired of waiting for your ass, so either get here or don't get here. I'm not inviting you next time, and that's that. Love you, bye."
Yeah, because it works on me. I'm always on time.
So anyways, pick your medicine. There's the 2 ways to deal with it. We've given you both avenues of that, so Jackie lives in a lower anxiety than I do because I've said it. I'm moving on, so anyway. All right, Jackie, here's the bestie
Uh,
rapid questions. Who's more likely to still be in a towel when they're on their way? Neither one of us.
when they're on the ways, they mean they're in a town, but they told you that they're on their way.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of us are
I don't
that
think
way.
either of us. Neither
No.
of us, and I don't think anybody in our group, even our girls group, no one's ever everybody seems to be on time always for
Yeah.
everything we plan. We
Yeah.
don't have any problems.
I don't think and it's
Yeah,
hard and their traffic is always an issue. You cannot hold
yeah,
people accountable for traffic. Traffic is always a problem in California in particular that you guys have that problem there. So,
and
who's the worst?
the only one in our group that I would say that, you just have to think about her time because she loves to sleep in is Jen.
Uh, yeah, Jen does
'Cause
like
we
to
make
sleep
that
in.
joke, like, you
Yeah.
don't call her or do anything before 11
Yeah.
because she likes to sleep in. So if you wanna plan something, do it where she can sleep in, then we can do it. And that's
Yeah.
not we just know that.
Yeah.
She likes that. She's our school
Jen
teacher.
and I have opposite personalities. We have the same name. We're about a week apart in birthdays, so we have the same, like, astrological sign. So Jen and I are similar, but Jen is, like, she's up at noon, and I'm in bed at, like, 7. Jen and I only got about a 7-hour window together, and the rest of the time, when I go to bed, she's wide awake, and when I'm awake, wide awake, she's in bed. Like, we have about a 7 hours of day that we can be together before one of us has to then go to the others, get to bed or get up, so, it works, you just go around it. It's like, that's just Jen,
Mhm.
like, we're not gonna plan
Yeah.
something early in the morning, so we're good. Alright,
Alright.
so what's the worst time someone left you waiting? Ooh. It's not we're not even talking about our friend group. I'm just talking about in general, like somebody
Yeah, in
that
general. I
yeah,
would say I think what bugs me the worst is having to wait for someone on a holiday.
yeah, I agree.
Just because you're timing everything out for everyone, and it's usually a group, a
Right,
large group.
right,
And so if everybody's not there when they're supposed to be, it's just you're waiting. Things now get knocked off. You're doing things later because, if it's opening presents, if it's Christmas, if it's, certain things like even Thanksgiving because you eat earlier because everybody
right,
wants to get home.
right.
So I think the holidays is probably the worst for me of someone making me wait. That's the one that bugs me probably the most.
Yeah, I think so too. I can't really think of the worst time someone left you waiting other than
Yeah, I can't think of
just
a bat, but I'm saying if it was anything, it's just the holidays for me. That's when I don't like
yeah.
to be left
Well, the
waiting.
holidays in particular
Definitely.
too, because you have so many kids that come from so many directions that you're trying to get them into one spot at one time to get them all organized to do one thing is
Yeah,
gotta
and
be
like
tough.
family, like we're this year we're posting for Christmas. We always do Christmas Eve, and we're hosting. Oh my gosh, I think we counted. I think over 20 something people.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's crazy.
hopefully everybody's going to be on time.
Here's if
We
they're
usually do
not.
adult games. We're not doing adult games this year because I just said there's too many people to try to get the
Yeah,
games going.
yeah.
And then we have a lot of, there'll be one, two, three, four, five, six grandbabies
Oh my
between
gosh,
the two of us, between my sister in law and us. So we'll have a lot of little ones. So we'll just do,
little
cutting
stuff.
off the games because that's another thing. You try to wait for other people to show up that are late. And if you try to do games, it's hard because someone wasn't there. And we give nice prizes for our games.
Well, not only that is that people that are late, and the people that are gonna actually leave at an early time because they have something else to do, they're still gonna
That
leave.
affects them.
Yeah, you missed the
Yeah.
whole time in between, so
Yeah.
okay,
So
what's
that's bad.
that was the one time. Who's more likely to be say I'm outside, but they're still looking for their keys? No, no, I don't think we lie. I
I
think
don't
we
think either. No, we don't lie
yeah,
about that. We just tell each other.
like,
Who would make you miss a flight because they needed a coffee first? You.
me,
Because I don't drink coffee.
right? And I gotta have my Starbucks. I'm like, "Well, just go through, and then we'll get on the plane." And be like, "Yeah," and the coffee backed up, and we have to wait. Yeah, it would probably be me. I agree.
Then you're all,
Okay,
I got to use the restroom because I just had my coffee.
I can't get on the plane,
Okay.
I gotta go pee now. Alright, what's your go-to move when you know your bestie's gonna be late again? I would account for the time. Be there a half an hour early, 45 minutes
Yep.
early, and then
Exactly. And that's what I do now.
yeah.
Whether it works, whatever.
I would tell you off at some point too, like, just get your shit together and stop with it, like, I wouldn't have a lot of patience for it, so I think at some point they would just be like it would resolve itself because either you would step up or I would step on, like, one or the
Hmm.
other, so, because my time is valuable, I got a lot of shit to do. Anyways, if you're always early and she's always late, talk about it. Don't just resent it. That's my advice to you. Talk to somebody and let them know how you feel. Jackie, what's your final word on this one?
I just
Give
say
him
the same
grace.
thing. Yeah.
Give him some grace, but then have a conversation with them nicely.
Yeah.
Offer to take everything on for them so that they can be on time.
Yeah. That's more me. But I mean, if I want to be honest.
All right. If this episode hit you in the
Mm.
feels or made you laugh way too hard, we consider that a win.
Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your ride or die.
And when you're ready to make your friendship official, book your bestimony at rhinestoneweddingchapel.com.
Because the best love stories don't always come with a ring.
We stick together, ride or die to the moon, and no amount of space could ever come between us two. The reuniting's like we never been apart, and every single time we're eye to eye and heart to heart. There's not enough words to describe what you mean to me. Through heartaches and ups and downs in this life, you've stayed right next to me. I vow to make you laugh till you writing our story every day. We'll keep on growing, ever changing. There's not enough words to describe what you mean to me. Through heartaches and ups and downs in this life, you've stayed right next to me. I vow to make you laugh till you cry and talk about everything under the moon. The definition of a best friend is you. Is you. Is you. Love, trust, that's us. Loyalty, you and me. Love, trust,